guys, welcome to Muscle Memory. My name is Malcolm. Now, this is one of those interviews, man. This is one of those interviews I've been wanting to do for a while now, and this is a perfect time to do it. He just became the X Division champion, the youngest X Division champion at Slammiversary from the biggest crowd in TNA in North America. Leon Slater, man, how are you?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. I'm glad we're finally getting a chance to do this. I feel like this has been in the works for a while, so I'm glad it's happening right now, like you said.
Yes, sir, man. I have to say this, man. I'm very proud of you for winning that title. It was such a cool moment.
Thank you, man. Thank
Of
you.
course, bro. Like it was awesome. I was at Slammiversary, me and like 20 people in the section we were in, screaming our hearts out when you won the title.
Can't do that shit! Another one! Do it! Do that shit! Woo! One, two, three! One, two, three! One, two!
Hell
I think we
yeah.
all lost
Hell
our
yeah.
voice
That's what we
that night.
want.
Bro,
Hell
it was
yeah.
crazy. Like, talk me about the emotions when the ref hits a three count. What's the emotions going through your head of like, I'm now the X Division champion, a company I grew up watching, and a business I've been involved in since I was 9 years old.
It was it was a whole lot of emotions, bro. Like I don't think there was really one prominent one because it's been I've been striving to be the youngest X Division champion for at least like a year and a half now, you know what I'm saying? Like since I got to TNA and like honestly even before that, like I've always wanted to be the X Division champion. Like you said, like I was the TNA kid growing up, you know what I mean? And the X Division is what captured us all, I like to think. So I think if you came up during the era that I did, and especially in the UK, where like if you didn't have the Sky Sports or the big TV channels and you couldn't watch the SmackDowns and the Raws, you were a TNA kid because that was the most accessible program, right? So when the ref's hand hit three, it was this really weird feeling because it's been something that I've been striving for and it's been my goal and like in the back of my head I've always known that like it will happen one day because I'm a big I'm a big manifester and I'm a big believer that if you can speak something out into the world and work hard towards it, then it will happen. So it's been something I've been preparing for like that. But it's been something I've been preparing for so long. When the reality of the moment actually hits you, it doesn't feel real. You know what I mean? Because it's like I've been striving after this thing for so long, and now it's finally here. So it really was like an overwhelming combination of emotions, and like on top of that, my family was in the front row. I had a bunch of friends out in the crowd. So it really was the best night of my life, man. To keep it short and sweet, it was the best night of my life. Slammiversary 2025.
100%, man. And I know you have a celebration coming up on TNA. You guys are going to be in Rhode Island at the University of Rhode Island at the Ryan Center. Tickets still available, almost gone. July 24th
Yes,
and
sir.
25th, live on Access on Thursday, taped on Friday. What can we expect out of this celebration?
We're gonna have some fun, bro. We're gonna have some fun. I've been working hard since I was 9 for this, man, and we finally did it. So I got a lot of thank yous to say. And I got a couple new goals to put out there, you know what I'm saying? But more than anything, we're gonna have some fun on Thursday.
For sure, man. Now, we have to talk about it. I mean, right after you won the championship, your reaction was just as genuine as everyone else in the building. As AJ Styles came out, the music hit, the OG music hit, and man, the place exploded. You were going crazy in the ring as well. What was it like seeing AJ Styles coming out there?
It was insane because I had absolutely zero clue that was happening. And that's for real. I had zero clue that AJ Styles was coming out. And like obviously we have the run sheet in the back and I seen that he was after me. So it's like, cool, I'll do my thing. I'll get out AJ, I'll come and do his thing and like I'll watch,
Yeah.
you know? And then I was in the ring, like obviously doing my celebration and that, and then let's get ready to fly hits. And you lot saw it, I was jumping around, I was running, I lost my mind, bro. Because again, like as a teenage kid, AJ Styles is that guy, man. Like he's the reason that people like me are in the position that I am now. He crafted this X Division style, if you want to call it. So to have his return be shared with me is something I'm never ever ever gonna forget. And again, it's one of those feelings where like I was so happy that he came out for me. I was so excited that he came out for me. And it was another like super overwhelming moment. Like I think if you watch it back, there's a moment where I'm near the ropes and I put my head into my sleeve because I start tearing up, man. Like it really was a special night, and AJ Styles was the cherry on top.
Certainly, man. And there was a lot of chants during that promo. When he was talking about you the most of the time, which is awesome, you know. But like at one point during the promo, the whole crowd chanted one more match, and he said he would get back to it, but he didn't actually get back to
Mhm.
it. And you're in the ring as well. I have to ask you, I mean, if there is a chance that he has that one more match in TNA, would you like to face AJ Styles?
1000%, 1000%. And honestly, I think after Sunday, if he is gonna have one more match in TNA,
Yeah.
I think the opponent has become clear. And I think that the story within itself, man, the first X Division champion versus the youngest ever in the current, I think would do wonders for me in my career. And for TNA, man, that's a huge deal for us, you know. So I think I'm gonna say when. I'm not gonna say if. Again, I'm a big believer in speaking things into existence. So when AJ has that one last match in TNA,
Yeah.
I'll be waiting.
Okay, I'm excited for it. And I think you win too. I think it happens. You have to win, you know?
I'll
Who
try my
knows?
best. I'll
Who
try
knows?
my best.
We'll see for sure, man. Now, Bound for Glory was announced during Slammiversary. It's going to be coming up soon in October, Lowell, Massachusetts. Where do you see yourself on that card? Obviously, you're the X Division champion, but where do you want to see yourself doing on that card?
I hope to be defending the X Division belt on Bound for Glory. You know, I've won it on Slammiversary, and the next big pay-per-view for us, I'd say like the next one of the big four, is definitely Bound for Glory. You know, last year I was in the pre-show of Bound for Glory in the Call Your Shot Gauntlet. I was in on the pre-show, so to be on the main show this year, not only be on the main show, but be defending the X Division title, would be extremely special. I guess the real question is, who am I going to be defending it against? But I guess we'll find out, heading up on this Thursday, right?
Certainly, certainly, man. And now it's really cool to see that you and the Hardys, while you guys were like a six-man tag team or a three-man tag team, that now all you guys are holding championships within TNA. What's the
Yes.
conversation like backstage when all three of you guys are now holding championships?
Again, it was a super cool moment, man. Like Matt and Jeff were some of the first people that were there. Like as soon as I came back through Gorilla to congratulate me and tell me how proud of me they were, which is again like I try not to take it for granted, and I don't want to say the novelty wears off because it never gets less cool teaming with the Hardy Boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the fact that it almost felt normal that Matt and Jeff Hardy were coming up to me after I've just won the X Division Championship, I think speaks wonders about how magical this year has been for me. You know what I'm saying? Um, and of course, they're legends in the game, and it never really feels normal, but it felt right. Maybe that's a better way of saying it. It felt right that they were there, and again, it really just added to that whole day of not only having AJ Styles, not only having my family, but having my childhood icons, my idols, my 1A, my 1B, right there as I came back through the curtain was huge. And we actually did a little cheers with all three of our belts. And I'm super happy, and I think Matt and Jeff would probably say the same thing, that we're kind of holding the fort down for TNA right now. Obviously, Trick retained his belt, and JC walked away with the Knockouts Championship. So it's really me, Macklin, and the Hardys, on the men's side at least, obviously apart from the women's tag, that are holding down the fort. And I think that's a hell of a four people to hold down the fort for TNA.
Definitely. What was like the backstage reactions now seeing like both your top champions in TNA, the women's champion or knockouts champion, and the world champion now being held by WWE stars?
It's a weird one, man. It's a weird one. I don't want to say it brings like animosity in our locker room because I'm sure you've heard a bunch. Like the TNA locker room is the best locker room in professional wrestling. Like we are a super tight-knit group, and we really it's really a family here at TNA, you know. So I wouldn't say it's like an animosity, but there's definitely some disappointment to say the least. You know what I mean? Obviously, TNA is a brand we're striving to be the best brand in professional wrestling, right? And we can only prove that if we have our own belts in our own company. So what does that really mean if our belts are with another brand? You know what I mean? But like they say, you can't get all the highs without some lows in there, right? So I think this is really gonna put a spark back into our locker room even more than we already have before. And I think it's gonna make us all hungrier to get those belts back, where they belong for sure.
Certainly, man. What was your first time ever watching TNA? Because you're only 20 years old, so yeah, it couldn't be that long ago.
Mhm.
When was the first time you ever watched TNA?
So the first time I watched TNA was maybe 2009 or something like that. I
Okay.
remember going to my mum's office one time, like when she was at work, she just stuck me in the office for the day, and I was on her computer just like YouTubing wrestling. And I saw like I think it. I might be, I think I'm correct in saying the first TNA thing I ever saw was AJ versus Abyss in the cage. And I remember like seeing there was a compilation of like craziest TNA bumps, and I was like, what the hell's TNA? I clicked on it, and AJ and Abyss was the first bump, like when Abyss slams the
Yeah,
cage into his face. And then through there, I just went through the rabbit hole, man. Like TNA's always had such a wicked presence on YouTube. I feel like they were really ahead of the curve on that stuff. So I'd go back through the YouTube, and I'd see all the old Christopher Daniels, the Samoa Joes, all the TNA legends, and then I'd kind of just stuck around from there. And my most prominent memory after just watching YouTube, I remember when Jeff came out in like 2011 when he was doing the Antichrist character with the cigarette, like that super iconic entrance where the
yeah,
lights are purple, he's in the suit. It's the coolest he's ever looked, and he's the coolest person ever, and it's the coolest person he's ever looked. And that memory is ingrained in my brain. But I think the first thing I ever watched was like some TNA craziest bumps on YouTube.
for sure, man. I think my first experience was like watching Jeff Hardy return back to TNA. I think it was like 2010. It's on top of the red cage. I was
Yeah.
like, what is
On the
TNA?
red cage,
Yes,
yes,
yes. I
yes.
was like, what is this company? I never heard these guys, but now I'm
Uh-huh.
like, TNA is awesome. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
life.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. I love it for sure, man. Now, you started wrestling at 9 years old. I mean, when I was 9 years old, I think I just got into like wearing silly bands and like just like watching basketball. I wasn't doing a whole lot, but you were like in the wrestling ring. What is it? How did you start training so early? I mean, like you're so young to be getting into a wrestling ring at that age.
Uh-huh. So I always say like there's pros and cons to it, you know what I'm saying? The pro of it is that I wouldn't be where I am now without having been trained for like 11 years at this point, you know? And the con is I'm sure every other 20-year-old on the planet, maybe apart from a couple that can relate, I'm sure they have better hips than me, better lower back than me, and better knees than me, right? But that's just the price we pay, you know? I've been super lucky that, you know, my mom and my sister have been super supportful in this whole journey. And I really wouldn't have been able to do that without my mum, especially, right? Because how am I supposed to get to and from training every week? So she was there giving me lifts every week, and she was there, you know, signing all the waivers and stuff to promise that we wouldn't sue if her baby got hurt. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, really, without my mum, I wouldn't have been able to do that. But we were lucky enough to find a school that accommodated it, and I was lucky enough to be blessed with the family that was supporting it as well.
Hey man, shout out mom. What was her reaction to you winning the title at Slammiversary? I know she was in the crowd that night, right?
Yeah, she was in tears, bro. I'm not gonna lie. She was in tears the whole night. Even like the weeks leading up to it, like the TNA production team put together like an amazing video package about me and my story that aired a couple of weeks ago on Impact. And as soon as she saw that, she was bawling, man. She was bawling at that. She was bawling on the plane over here. She was bawling when she got into the venue. And then obviously when that three hit on my match, the waterworks started again. You know what I mean? But it was super cool to get to share that moment with her. You know, that's the first thing I did once the bell rung is run over to my family. So it was super cool to have that moment and being able to say thank you to her. You know what I'm saying? Like I say thank you as much as I can, and I let her know how grateful I am. But saying it in an arena with nearly 8,000 people when I've just won the X Division Championship hits a little bit different, you know. So it was really nice to have her there, and I think it was nice for her to be able to see something so huge in person rather than just watch it on a screen, you know.
Absolutely, man. How do you figure out that you can do a Swanton 450? Because like, you know, a lot of guys they do these kind of moves, but like they're on like the smaller side. But you're not a small dude. You're like 6'1". How do you figure out that you're able to do something like this?
So again, I think this kind of goes back to just me being lucky and been training for so long, right? So like I've always been blessed to be like fairly athletic, and I've always had some good bounce to me, you know what I'm saying? So like from the age of I want to say like 11, I've been doing 450s. Like I've just been drilling them and drilling them and drilling them in practice. And obviously, like I've been a huge Jeff Hardy fan my whole life. So when I started to mature a little bit more, like within my body, with maybe when I got to like 15, 16,
Yeah.
I started experimenting a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? So like I got my 450 to a point where I had some good height on it and I was super comfortable with the rotation. Um, and then it started bit by bit. So like I do a 450 and I try and like stick my head out. And then the next week to training, I'd come back and I'd try and get my arms out. Then the next week, I'd try and get my legs out. And then it just progress and progress. And I drill it and drill it and drill it until it gets to the point where it is now where I can hit it consistently. You know what I'm saying? But it really was like a trial and error and a reps thing for sure.
Absolutely, man. Now, I have a trivia game for you about the X Division Championship. Each question
Let's
gets a little
go.
bit harder. There's only 4 questions, rapid fire, real quick. So, first
Here we
question
go.
for you. Who was the first ever X Division champion?
AJ Styles.
Awesome, awesome. How many Ultimate X matches has there been in TNA history?
Oh my goodness, that's a tough one. I'm gonna say 37.
According to the internet, 53.
53. Oh my God,
53,
I was
yeah.
so far off.
Yeah, the
Damn.
50th one was in 20, I think it was 2023. It was in September. Yeah. Yeah, it's been three since then. So
Wow.
yeah. Yeah, man. Next one. How many times has a wrestler used option C?
Oh, damn, that's another tough one. Um, what scenarios used it? I want to say five.
Close.
I feel
Seven.
like it seven.
Seven.
Damn,
Yeah,
damn.
Aries did it
So
twice.
close.
Last one was
He
Kazarian
did it twice.
recently.
That's what I'm missing.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's where I'm missing it.
Last one. Maybe the hardest question. Will Leon Slater
Mhm.
use option C as the youngest ever TNA X Division champion?
Ooh, now that is a tricky one still. Um, you never know what the future holds. I think for right now, I'm enjoying the moment of being the X Division Championship. But if we can't get that TNA belt back on our territory, I'm definitely not scared to try. So that's something we gotta wait and see for sure.
So you'll be the youngest ever champion for that as well. I'm just saying
Yeah,
everything's
youngest world
possible.
champion ever. Maybe we
Yes,
do
sir.
it. Maybe we do it.
Yes, sir, man. As we start to wrap up, because I know you have other people you have to talk to, I have to ask you one important question. I recently just took your former tag team partner to this restaurant, man, like Darius,
Yes,
and I
this is a
have to
question
ask
I've been
you as
waiting
well.
for. Let's go.
Yeah, I love him. I love him. And like you've been wrestling in the States for a while now, so I feel like you've had to have the experience at some point. Leon Slater, what is your Waffle House order?
Okay, here we go. This is a big question. Okay. So I've been to Waffle House a handful of times, and every time I've been, Ace Austin orders for me because I had no clue what was going on, right? There's so many different combinations and different pancakes, waffles, like the hash brown balls. So every time Ace orders for me, so I'm not sure what the exact order is, but I get it's like one of them hash brown balls, and
Yeah.
we get the grilled chicken with it. We get some eggs,
Okay.
and then I usually get a side of blueberry pancakes with the sugar-free maple syrup.
Ooh, okay. Do you put the Waffle House sauce on it or not? Do you know what that is?
What's the Waffle House sauce? You gotta
Waffle
remind
House
me.
sauce.
It's
Yeah.
it's not the syrup. That's not the Waffle House
No,
sauce.
no, no. It's like I would describe it as Chick-fil-A sauce. I don't know if they have that in UK or not, but it's like sauce you can put on top of it. Like it's just like it's really good sauce. You should try it.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay,
on the
good, good,
savory
good.
stuff. Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah, 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 yeah,
yes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. I was thinking about the pancakes, but yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I love that. I love that.
Good, good. Good kind of man. I like you. I like you a lot. I appreciate
Is
your
that a
time,
valid
man.
order? That's valid?
Valid. I'm gonna give you like
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh
give you
yeah.
an eight out of 10. I feel like that's fair.
Hey, that's not
Eight.
bad. That's
Yeah.
not bad. I'll take
So
it. I'll
because
take
like
it.
you could put chocolate chips in the waffles. You put in blueberries. I respect it for health
Mm.
reasons, but I
I'm trying to
understand
be
where
an
you're coming
athlete,
from.
bro, as much as I can.
Yeah, yeah, you're a pro athlete. I understand, man. Now, as we start to wrap this up, obviously TNA has big events coming up in Rhode Island, as we mentioned earlier. The
hmm
Ryan Center, University of Rhode Island tickets are still available, almost gone. Get them if you can. Leon, where can they find you on social media if they're not already following you?
So you can find the boy at Leon Slater underscore. That's on Instagram. That's on X. That's on YouTube. That's on TikTok. So that's me, baby. Come find me.
There it is. Leon, thank you so much for your time, man. I greatly appreciate it. And congratulations on winning the title at
Thank you, bro.
Slammiversary. What a moment to watch. What a moment to witness. And I'm sure every wrestling fan feels the same way. There was a content creator recently who called you the Pro Wrestling Freshman of the Year. His name is Johnny. And it really makes a
Hell
lot of
yeah.
sense because you are killing it in this
That's super
game right
cool.
now. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man.
Thank you so
But
much, Malcolm. I appreciate the time,
absolutely.
man.
Guys, thank you so much. My name is Malcolm. This is Muscle Memory, and we're out.
We going up like 1,000. I'm a flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. We going up like 1,000. I'm a flex just like a muscle man Malcolm. When it just like 1, 2, 3. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. Hey.